Hi beauty fam, welcome back to MikiCarrBeauty. I'm MikiCarrBeauty, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare, beauty, and sometimes luxury goods. And today I am trying on and demoing and reviewing the Suqqu Winter 2023 collection. So I ended up getting some items in PR as a gift. Thank you, Suqqu. I ended up getting this Suqqu Signature Color Eyes 130 as a gift, this Pure Color Blush 144, and this beautiful fuchsia matte lipstick in 118. I ended up picking up for my own money the Tone Touch Color 115, the Signature Color Eyes Quad 129, and then the two Suqqu Wrapping Treatment Lips in 105 and 106. So if you're interested in seeing me demo and review these products, then keep watching. Before we continue, remember to subscribe, comment, and liking below helps out engagement on my channel. And with that out of the way, let's move on to the demo and product review and swatches. And as always, the timestamps are below if you want to skip to those part of the video. So give me a like and subscribe, and with that out of the way, let's begin. So today I'm going to do a review of the Winter Suqqu 2023 collection. Depending on how fast I get through both of the quads and looks, it'll either be one video with both of the quads or two separate videos. So we'll see how far I get in these. Dispersed light travels many trajectories before reaching the eyes, bringing a sense of splendor and exuberance. When its luminosity is applied to the skin, it radiates an unpredictable dazzle whenever the wearer moves, making them sparkle even brighter. Suqqu's Winter Color Collection expresses the high spirits of the season in makeup, bold yet delicate. This is a special collection imbued with a measured shimmer. So I ended up getting some items for free as gifted for a part of this collection. So the items I will let you know which were gifted, and then I bought half of the collection that I'll be featuring out of my own money. I always indicate in my videos and in the description box which items are gifted, and then the rest are just assume that I paid out of my own pocket for the two gorgeous palettes express the holiday season's elation and playfulness. The richly pearlized yet smooth powder adheres to the eyelids as if embracing the skin. The diffused shimmer creates glistening, alluring eyes. One is the Signature Color Eyes 129 AMAIZUYA, which is a brown, pink, and chic pink. And the other is Signature Color Eyes 130 TSUYAZOROI, a gold and light silver. So this one, 130 is the quad that I was gifted. It's described as the 4 colors meticulously designed for luminosity, saturation, and pearlescence gorgeously accentuate the eyelid's 3-dimensionality. So it's this really pretty, even though it's winter, it does look very holiday. As we see into this season, we start to see a lot of silvers and golds. The quad that I ended up buying, which is this one, and I actually have not opened it yet, is the 129 AMAIZUYA. It's so pretty. And this is what the quad looks like. A combination of chic pink and brown, which is not overly sweet, creates a mature look full of warmth and glamour. The ample pearlescent pigments in the formula add a nice touch to the holiday season. I did end up picking up one of the Tone Touch Eyes in 115, and this is the color that I was most attracted to, so I spent this with my own money. Uru Washika. This is limited edition. It comes in this little cute packaging. It's pretty small. It's about probably 2 inches by 1. And it's described as a stylish reddish brown with sparkling red and yellow pearls. And I've definitely used this already, so I definitely have some thoughts on this. And for the blush, I was gifted one of the blushers, and this is the Pure Color Brush 144 HAYAZAKIIRO limited edition, a rose pink blush with a delicate fine satin-like sheen, set with a rose gold highlighting color that gives a liquid-like gloss. Blush here is usually on this side, and then this is the highlighter shade, and you can also swirl these up to have more of a kind of shiny blush. So this is definitely the more matte side, and this is the highlight. I ended up getting one of the lipsticks. I did not get both. I actually have a lot of brown in my collection, so I'm trying to figure out when I buy lipsticks what either formula or color do I not have in my collection. So this is the Vibrant Rich lipstick. It comes in this cute packaging. And there were 2 limited edition colors and sultry shades from Vibrant Rich lipstick. And so I ended up getting the Vibrant Rich lipstick 118 HANANUSUMI limited edition, an eye-catching fuchsia pink with a prominent, colorful, outgoing presence. So it's this beautiful, bright pink color. And the other color is a brown, and I do like browns, but I also have a lot of browns in my collection. So as much as I was tempted, I did not get to the brown lipstick. And then I love this formula so much, I ended up getting 2 of the treatment wrapping lips in this collection. I love this formula. This is probably my favorite formula out of all lip products this year. And it says you give your lips an exuberant sheen. 2 limited edition colors packed with luxurious pearl sparkle are now available from a lip range that combines sophisticated color and shine with superb lip care properties. Open it so you can see this. This is the packaging. And treatment wrapping lip 105. So pretty. Contains gorgeous, endearing pink pearls. The color gives a euphoric feeling with every application. And it definitely has pearlescence in there that I can see. I don't know if you can see it in here, but there's definitely like pink pearls in there. 106 Kagayakiobore, a shimmering gold color. So pretty. It almost looks like a gold orange brown. Let me see if I can show that up to you. There you go. You can see some of the shimmer in there. A shimmering gold color that appears to melt into the skin. Use alone or layer over other colors for different nuances. It usually does come with two applicators. These ones right here. I usually don't use them. Definitely more pigmented than they used to be. So the gold and the silver really do pop. This one's like a gentle shimmer shade and this is like a matte. Okay, in details of purchasing, I ended up getting these at Selfridges, and I'll list the prices below, but I also, when I was each talking about them, I put the prices. And if they're available, they should be live links below, and those are through my affiliate links. If you do end up using those affiliate links, I earn a small commission so I can keep buying product to review for you here on this channel. And it's definitely optional. You don't have to use those affiliate links. They're really there for you to know about the products that I'm using today in this video for you to have a reference. And I always try to put my closest foundation shades below in the description box, and then the makeup I'm using today. So the only thing I have on my face today is like my face is done except for my eye makeup. So I actually have Tom Ford Neutral Party on my lips because I needed some moisturization. I have the Suqqu the foundation in 040 or 040, Ochre 40 or Warm Olive. And then I have a Tom Ford cream bronzer on my cheeks here, but that's pretty much all I have. And then I have the Danessa Myricks concealer vision cream cover in the color N06 under my eyes as concealer. And these tone touches used to be different. They used to be just like one color, and I noticed this year or maybe last year, it's pretty much a new product that they started using these cream products. And the way I'm intending to use these is can be used just by themselves, but I have oily lids, so what I like to use these for are almost like to lay down color / primer. So they're pretty pigmented, and they do have this little mirror here, but I'm going to try to use it. Such a pretty color. And you can see this is really pretty as a one and done. I've used this product already, putting on my eyes and then liner and mascara. It's been great. The only thing I would say about this is that I do have oily lids and hooded lids, so there is definitely creasing. And because I'm using this as like a product primer, I'm not going to worry about it. But I would say that if you have oily lids or hooded lids, you might want to do what a suggestion would be. What I did is I just put down like translucent powder over it so there wouldn't be as much creasing. Okay, let's go into this really pretty palette. So I'm grabbing this shade here. Now I'm grabbing this silver shade here, which is pretty pigmented. Just taking my Rephr 01 brush, just tapping a little bit. And now I'm taking a little bit of that gold shade here, just running it up here. And then taking a mini booster by Sony G and going into this matte brown color. Just placing the color there. Now I'm going to buff it out. Okay, I'm going to run some of this color here under my lashes. Taking some of that silver, running it here. Flat definer, Sony G, tapping into that brown and just adding depth. Okay, it looks a little messy, and usually try to have faith in the process. Now I'm going to finish my eye look with liner and mascara, and I'll be back. And I want to finish off this eye look with, I think, what they consider the corresponding color. In this collection, they did have kind of these limited edition gift sets. And for this color story, it looks like they paired up this blusher that I ended up getting in PR or gifted. And this is the color of the blush. This is 144, and I'll put the details below, and I did some swatches at the beginning, but I'll just show them to you here, what they look like. Very, very pigmented. And then I'll just kind of combine them together so you can see what they look like together. What I'm going to do is probably swirl that together so we kind of get a more of a diffused look. So let me just go into here. And it's really pigmented. So what I'm going to actually do is just kind of push that product in and then go in and lightly just start tapping. And I'm using my Chikuhodo cheek brush. It's a squirrel hair. And I'm starting back there because it's very, very pigmented. So you can see a little bit of the sheen there. And I think because I've combined these two, it ends up being a little bit more like peachy red, which I'm fine with. And let me look really close. One thing I'll note is that there are, yeah, you can see it here, that there's some glimmer particles. And usually Suqqu's blushes aren't so glittery, but this formula, okay, can I show it to you? It definitely has more kind of like glitter particles. I don't know if you can see it. I'm not a huge fan of seeing glitter particles in my blush, and that's just me as a preference. I do love the melting powder blush formula where it's radiant without being glittery, because when you start to have these glitter sheens, it just ends up looking like just glitter. And I don't know if that's translating on the camera. It actually looks really, really pretty, but in real life it does kind of look like I have just glitter on my face. So I'm not too keen on that, and that's just me having a preference. Other people might not, care too much about that. So if you don't like that having so much shimmer, I would say avoid swirling that together and just going into that kind of more matte color. Okay, I feel like this side looks a little bit better. Okay, there's definitely more blush on this side, but I'll end up diffusing that with a buffer brush. But I'm kind of putting a little bit too much blush so you can actually see the product. They did have the other lip product in that set that's supposed to go with this. This is 105. This is the corresponding lipstick. It's the one that's a little bit more pink, kind of like, again, kind of mirroring the blush. That's a really pretty color. It's really, as a really pinky sheen. I would say for me, this is something I would use definitely more in the summer or spring than winter. This is kind of like not a winter shade for me, but maybe the fact that I'm wearing a burgundy fall kind of color is kind of throwing me off. Let me take my earrings off because sometimes they can help. So here is the treatment wrapping lip. I'll put another layer. It's more pink than I was expecting, but it's very pretty. And that is the final look. Okay, so now that you saw some close-ups with my iPhone, which I think is sometimes a better camera because even though it's the front-facing camera, sometimes these digital cameras can't pick up some things. So I like to, as much as I can and remember to do, show you like kind of the camera photos and the digital camera. I actually think the actual color is more accurate than sometimes digital cameras. Okay, so I'll tell you my initial thoughts on these. I really love this color. It has these sparkles in it. So here we have the new one here, and then this is the color 05 and this is 101 limited edition. This is the one I've been using the most. And I don't know if you can see, these do not have sparkle, but this one does. And this is probably the closest color. I can do swatches of all these. Let me do that for you. So here again, we had the color 105. This is also limited edition. When they get in the hundreds, 100s, that is usually means it's limited edition. So that's that pink color. Focus. There we go. And here is the treatment wrapping lip in 5. This is not limited edition, so you don't have to worry about running out and getting it. It's more of like a berry pink. I think I remember this is called berry. And then we have 101, so this is limited edition. This is kind of like almost like a clear lilac. I don't know if you can see it. I love this formula. This is the first time I'm trying it with a little bit of sparkles in there. I think the blush, it's not the melting powder blush, which they had to discontinue because they couldn't source some of the material anymore. So they've gone back to the pure color blush. I think that, and thank you again, Suqqu, for sending it. I do still prefer the melting powder blush. I don't really care for all the glitter on there. And if you're not bothered by that, I think this is going to be a really great pigmented blush for you. So I just wanted to show you what it looked like swirled. And I think what I'm going to do is probably not swirl it anymore and just use this blush by itself with this matte part. And let me actually just grab my brush so we can see what that might look like. I'm just keeping it separate now. Grabbed a different brush. This is a Wangos Swirl Hat brush, and I'm just going into that matte shade here, and I just want you to see how pigmented that is. Yeah, it's really pigment. And what I don't like about swirling these together is that I do see much more of my texture with that glitter highlight mixed in. And then the last thing about this quad, which I was also gifted, thank you Suqqu for it. I think this is a really, really pretty color story. What I will say is that, you know, I put this down hoping it would rectify any sort of glittery fallout. And there's definitely fallout in this quad. I would have to say, I think I'm pretty sure it's this color that has significant fallout. And I should have remembered to do my eye makeup first before doing my foundation. So I got a little irritated. I don't like when there's fallout. So I actually, with this kind of fallout, I usually try to tack on a base, which I did, but there was still fallout. The nice thing about this color, it's almost like a silver blue. I don't know if you can see it. It's not quite a cool silver. It's got like a blue sheen to it. Okay, so I'm back trying on the rest of the Suqqu winter collection. I ended up picking up this Tone Touch color 115, and I've been using this as a base. And then I'm going to go into this beautiful signature color Eyes Quad 129. I'm taking a rougher 10 brush, and I usually film with my Sony camera, but today it's kind of tied up right now in processing another video. So if it looks different, that's why. And also I won't be able to get in and zoom in. So we're dealing with what we have here. And it's just this beautiful color. It's brown, but it's got blue and pink flecks in there. And it's like a light glitter, but it's not like big chunks.
what I like is that it kind of helps me lay down color after. It's like a primer slash kind of one and done in a way. Do you see how pretty that is? I do have hooded lids and oily lids. So if you are gonna use this, I would recommend, if you have oily lids like me, to powder it down with a translucent powder. And that's what I've been doing if I've been using this as a one and done, because what will happen is that it will crease after a while. But I'm not going to powder it down because I'm using this as the base for my Suqqu eye look. Okay, that's the color Tone Touch 115. I think those are limited edition. And here's a quick swatch of what that looks like. So pretty. And if you want more impact, definitely use your finger. Do you see how some of that glitter shade kind of laid down a little bit more? Okay, so I'm going to move to this beautiful neutral brown quad 129 signature color eyes. It looks like they're mostly shimmer, and there's like a satiny matte, which is this beautiful cocoa brown, and then these two shades, and then a glitter kind of topper. So when you do classic crease and go into that brown shade just to lay down some color. And I do have some color already because I use that Tone Touch, but I want to create some depth before I lay down some more color. And you can see, because I put that Tone Touch down, it just grabs the color. And of course, wherever you lay down your brush first, that's where it's going to pick up most pigment. And then I'm just kind of diffusing the rest. There you go. Same for the other side. So pretty. Honestly, I could just be done with this and use that Tone Touch and that brown. You know, for me, any brown, dark brown, like a buildable brown is a great thing to have in any palette because you can use it as liner. You can go in light or heavy on it. Okay, so that's enough. And then I'm going to grab this deeper, or this shade here. It's the deeper of the shimmer shades. This one here. Refer 02 brush. And because it's a shimmer shade, I am just going down in a patting motion because I want that tone touch, that cream tone touch, to pick up the color, because there is some glitter on here. Can you see? It's very glittery, or shimmery, I should say. Just patting it down with a rougher brush. This is my favorite rougher brush, the 02. I love this rougher brush so much. I have like 3 of them in my collection. I'm flipping it over because the other side's clean of the rougher 02 brush. Flipping it over, going into this lighter shade here, and using that inner part of my mobile lid. It's much more cool tone. The previous one is like a rose gold brown. No, rose gold champagne a little bit. This just has a cooler tone. There's like some more, it's like champagne with white and frosty pink flecks. I don't know if you can see. I'm grabbing a Wayne Goss 17 brush and then just ever so lightly going into that deep shade, picking up some, again, kind of just building out that shade and then blending the edges. Let's see, a rougher 3 brush, and then going into again to that versatile brown shade, connecting the top to the bottom. So it's a cohesive look. I recommend doing your eyeshadow first and then doing your base makeup. Okay, so you can see it's lots of shimmer, more than I thought. So it's really just like 3 shimmer shades, and then this, it's like a satiny matte, and I'm super extra, but I'm just gonna see what that looks like. Oh, it's frosty. So it's a little bit, it cools down the look. Okay. And I can see there's more chunks of glitter in this one. So I don't really want to put that in my inner corner. What I'm okay doing is actually taking this lighter rose gold shade and just building that up here, is because it's not as chunky. Okay, I'm back with a finished eye look. I'll come in close so you can see. I just put liner, liquid liner, Surratt Autographic brown liner, and a Wayne Goss, it's down to the nub. I do this a combination of eyeliner and then liquid liner and then mascara on the top and bottom, and then Surat ran through the gel for my eyebrows. And this look is so pretty. It's very, very shimmering, glittery. So there is fallout. I don't know if you can see. I tried to wipe some of it out. It's more shimmery and festive and kind of more pizzazz than most Suqqu eyeshadow quads that I own. But look at that shimmer. It's so pretty. And I think if I were to go back and do this again, I would want to do a smoky look and just use one of the shimmers. And I don't know if I would use all three shimmers again. I think it's kind of like a little bit too much for a daytime, but it's so pretty. It ended up being, I thought it was going to be brown, but it's like a brown with a bit of rose gold. I didn't get the corresponding blush with this collection. And the reason I didn't get it, it looks gorgeous. I actually think I'd like it probably better than the one that I got, but it's to me, it looks a little bit similar to this one. And this is what I got in the summer. This is $139, and if it's available still, I'll link it below. It's this beautiful shimmery shade. It's Kafu. It's one of my favorite blushes from this year. And the way the Pure Color blushes work, it's blush on one side and then the highlighter on the other. So that's how that works. So here is the blush and here's the highlight. Or you could swirl it together. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to keep it separate. There's a little bit of shimmer, and I am such a huge fan of Suqqu blushes. I actually fell in love with Suqqu blushes first out of any of their other products. So my introduction to Suqqu has always been their blushes, just because of the tones and the colors and the quality. They're still probably some of my favorite on the market at this point. So I'm taking a Wayne Goss squirrel hair brush and just putting this beautiful shade Kafu on my cheeks. So pretty. It does have a little bit of a shimmer, so it's not a matte. And I would say that, you know, some people were disappointed that the melting powder blushes ended up getting discontinued because of sourcing issues. Don't let that kind of deter you from trying Suqqu blushes. Suqqu blushes are so pretty. Even the Pure Color blush, which is this formula, is just so flattering. Let me get in close so you can see. And this is without the highlight. Okay, so if you're interested in that corresponding blush, I will link that below. I will also link this. It looked very similar. I don't think it's the same, but I just am so overloaded with blushes right now. I had to, something had to give. So I decided not to get the blush, the corresponding blush for this collection. I'll grab the two corresponding treatment wrapping lips that came out in this collection. And they have a bit shimmer, if you can see. So one is more cool tone pink and the other is definitely more brown. So this is the shade 105. I actually think, you know what, I'm going to take my jacket off. I actually think this is the one that comes with this corresponding color because it almost looks like it's cool tone with that frosty color. I took off my jacket, which was so warm tone because it was orange, but it might look better with just this kind of color scheme. It's very cool toned and it's really, really pretty. Okay, so this is 106 in the treatment wrapping lip. Ooh, that's pretty too. There's definitely some glitter in these. The regular line of treatment wrapping lips don't have glitter, but you can't feel the glitter, which is important. I don't like when you can feel grit. Okay, so this is the warmer color. This is the shade 106. Tell me which color you like better. I actually think I like the first one more because it brings a lot more of the orange tones of my look. And it's hard to say because the other quad is also, it's not warm tone. It's definitely cool. So maybe that does correspond with it. There's no rules to makeup. It's whatever you feel like. I'm feeling, well, let me put on the jacket. Okay, so with this outfit, with the terracotta blazer, this lip product looks like it matches. Even my nails match. So it's like I have this seemingly cool tone look. It's very like shimmery on top. Colors on top, if you put those on the look, it ends up making it cooler. And if you didn't want it to be so cool, which is like the inner part of my eyes, if you just wanted to look just more warm tone, I would say stick to these two. And then you get this really nice kind of like pumpkin spice latte warm color. So look at that, look how pretty that color is. I actually might do another look of just using these two for a smoky look. Look how gorgeous that is. With those two colors, I think this treatment wrapping lip would look so, so great. I think either of them look good, but because it's a bit more shimmery cool, I think the 105, the pinky shimmery one, looks better. So I put the 105 back on my lips. It's definitely more universal looking. Like the other one is more brown, so it definitely kind of shows a little bit of more of my like dual multiple tones of my lips. And this is kind of like, you can't kind of go wrong with like a nudie lip.
Going into a look that I saw the creative director who came up with this collection, Jorge, and he posted some looks with this beautiful palette 129, and he just posted, I think in the last 48 hours, a look that I wanted to replicate. So he basically took this deeper shimmer shade and kind of put it all over the lids. It's so beautiful. It's kind of like this one and done. And then he went into this kind of rose gold pink shade and then brought it up here, just kind of adding some dimension because this is the lighter shade. I have to say this one has like a little less fallout, and this is the one that cools down the palette, and it's definitely the one that kind of described as like a chic brown and a pink. This is definitely the pink shade. Although when you look at it, it looks more like champagne, but it's definitely cooler looking. And then he goes into this like shimmer, like the really frosty cool tone shade. And then he uses that as the highlight, the inner corner highlight shade. Actually gonna bring it up here. Just really opens up the eyes. And then I think he goes into that deepest shade. And then he uses that in a way kind of like smoking out a little bit like the liner here, which I'm going to do. And taking a Katie Jane Hughes. This is a 2021 brush from the Spectrum series. I'm just going into that deepest shade. See, I'm adding depth. I'm almost like putting the deepest color near the lash line. Deepen up the outer V with that same brown. And then taking this shade again for the bottom, I'm just going to connect the bottom with the top. Okay, so it's a pretty light shade. It's very, very subtle. Okay, I'm back. I finished my eye look with mascara and liner. And so this is what the final look for the eyes looks like. So this is the final look. It looks like a really pretty everyday. And one thing I'll note, and I think this is probably with both quads, is that there is some fallout. The shades, at least this in this palette for sure, there's a lot of fallout with this shade. And even when I'm touching it, I can feel the tack on it. I just want you to see that there's, you know, it's such a pretty shade, but there's actually some fallout. And I didn't want to use any additional products like the Intensifies one, but I do know when we have these palettes that are a little bit more more gritty, I will definitely use the Intensifies one, because what it does is that it just ends up being a really nice way for this to be kind of like a glitter glue in a way. So let me just show you, put some of that Intensify as one here, and then I just end up kind of pressing the product in there because it just keeps the product there more, because it's a bit too, how I say, it's like a little bit too much fallout for my taste. Because otherwise, and I'll show you what it looks like without that kind of Intensifies primer, it just looks like that, which is fine, but what happens is that it just ends up being really crumbly, and you can see where there's beautiful sparkles, but I just don't like that fallout. So that's something I did not use in this look. So there's definitely some flecks of glitter that are on my face. I don't know if you can see it. And that's just something to note. If you're a person that really doesn't like some kind of intermittent shimmers, this might not be for you, because Suqqu tends to be a little bit more subdued. They don't have the shimmers on every palette, but I think these are curated to be a little bit more like holiday pizzazz. So just kind of know that going in. But I think it's a really, really pretty palette otherwise. I do like the first look I had more, and that's just more my style, but I wanted to follow what Jorge did for his feature, because he is the one that created these palettes. So if you end up getting this palette, I would really highly recommend either using a glitter glue for sure for this shade here, which is actually the bottom left shade, and then or putting on the eye makeup first before putting on your base. So eye makeup, I actually have on my cheeks a Gucci blush and what is it? Gucci Rosy Beige on my cheeks, along with Rose and Brunch by Danessa Meyer, because it's her Upsolate matte cream bronzer. So this is the Suqqu Vibrant Rich Lipstick in 118, and this was gifted to me. The quad that I got, 129, was not gifted to me, so I bought that with my own money, but I was gifted the products that are featured in this video, and I let you know which ones were gifted. So this is beautiful fuchsia, and so we're going to try what it looks like. Ooh, it's such a pretty color. I love it. It's definitely got some more purpleness in it, at least on my skin, because I run really warm. I'll get in closer so you can see. And that is the Suqqu Vibrant Rich Lipstick in 118. It's a really pretty, it definitely goes with this look, because this look is pretty neutral and it's got some like pink tone, so I think I can get away with wearing this lipstick. So pretty. Moving on to my final review, I think this collection is so pretty. I did not get all of the products. I was gifted some of the products, so I always indicate in my video and down in the description box which items were gifted to me. So thank you, Suqqu, for sending this PR to me. I'll show you really quick what was gifted to me. I was gifted the Signature Eyes 130 quad. I was gifted the blush 144. Gifted 118, the lipstick, the fuchsia lipstick. Let's talk about the treatment wrapping lips. I am a huge fan of the treatment wrapping lips, and actually out of all the lip products, this is my favorite lip product from Suqqu. I do like the colors of the matte lipsticks, but they're not my favorite matte formula. But what I love about Suqqu, the lipsticks, are the colors. So I think this fuchsia, usually fuchsias can be too bright, but I think this actually, because it's like a toned down fuchsia with a little bit of purple and a little bit more blue, maybe purple and blue, it just looks really, really like a nice fuchsia. So I think while we're on lips, I do love the color. And these already, I had to get up during this review. This color, which is 105 has been in my purse since I got it a couple weeks ago. So I love these. This has a little bit more shimmer, and I love these two products. If I were just to get one, I would definitely pick the 105. The orange one is perfect for fall in the season because it has an orange tint, but this is a one that I could use year round, the 105. Let's move on to the quads. So I was gifted the one with the gold and silver, and then I bought the brown pink one with my own money. And initially when I saw these quads, I was like, I was only gonna get one. I didn't know if I was gonna get PR or gifted from Suqqu, and I really wanted this one because it just looked like the prettiest and like the most basic, like what I use every day. But what I'm finding, actually, I actually really probably enjoyed this one more just because there's a little bit more variety. I think the colors on this are very basic, but you're not going to get much variety on it. I mean, I did 2 looks and they are pretty. They look kind of the same. So I think, yeah, I think they're pretty. But what I like about this is that even if you take away this, you can do 1 look, but with that, it adds another look. And even if you wanted more of a brown, like a cool look, you can just use these two colors here, the beige and the brown. And then that's a look in itself. And it's kind of got this like basic, there's your basic look, which I think could be very similar to this, except for that cool tone pink. So, you know, and then you add that gold for a little zhuzhing up the look, and the silver. I'm going to try later on, Jorge, the creative director who created these, who curated this collection for the winter, this holiday release. I've seen him do use this blue, it's like a blue gray silver all over his model's eyes, and it's just so pretty. So I think he just used that color, and I'm just so excited to use that cool tone color. So you could use all, or just go, you know, neutral with the brown and the champagne, or you can use all these kind of like warm tone colors. So I was really surprised. I actually had more fun with this palette. And again, that bottom, I think it's that bottom left shade that always tends to be a little bit more crumbly. Yeah, actually it's not as crumbly as that other quad. These are the shades from the quad 130, and these are shades 129. And I would say there's this one shade here I pointed out is definitely more crumbly and has more fallout. There's less fallout in this color story. So just really, really beautiful colors. This collection reminds me of like a more elegant, edgy, creative version of the color stories from the Dior holiday collection. Okay, so that's it, Beauty Fam. I think that's it. I think this collection is beautiful. I think this fuchsia, actually, this lipstick actually kind of pulled the look together. So let me know what you think of this collection. Did you buy anything? Let me know below. Did any of them look interesting? Is there anything similar from these quads that you bought for the holiday? Let me know. Just share your comments below what you think of this collection if you're interested, or if you bought something similar or have something similar to this collection or items in this collection. But you know, I picked these up at Selfridges. I work with the Suqqu essays there and usually have them pull aside pieces of the collection before it goes on sale. Often these sell out, but for me, I just paid for the $50 global shipping per year so that I get my items shipped for free, or not free, but for $50. It covers all shipping for the year. So I would say for sure I would support and recommend that you work with the Selfridges Suqqu essays because they're the most reliable and the fastest shipping through DHL. Okay, that's it, Beauty Fam. I hope that review was helpful, and as always, remember to subscribe, comment, and like below. Helps up engagement on my channel. And as always, please be very kind to yourself and others, and just be you. Until the next video, take good care, Beauty Fam. Bye.